Rajendra S. Pawar, who's the chairman of NIIT, joins us at this juncture. Mr. Pawar, thanks very much for taking out the time. Could you give us some more sense of the joint venture with NSDC? I mean, the total outlay has been laid at about 380 crores odd. How much will be NIIT share in that? What would be the shareholding pattern essentially of this JV?
Well, NIIT will be 90%. But let me just talk about what's significant. I think this is one of the largest ventures in NSDC initiative so far. And for NIIT, what it means is that we, as you know, are strong in IT and the banking financial services area, active in about 900 locations across the world in 33 odd countries. What this venture does is to take training to the skill building to the next level within the country. So in the next 4 years, which is the scale-up period, we'll reach 1,000 cities through 1,500 learning centers. And the idea is to go beyond the limited number of skills that we've dealt with. So we'll be doing 9 skills in all, which go into healthcare and telecom and hospitality, education training services, media entertainment, and the informal sector. So it's broad basing the range of skills, but also going to semi-urban, semi-rural, somewhat rural locations. So going deep and wide, both geographically in the country, but also across a range of skills. So I think the whole skill challenge that India faces, here the idea is to touch about 7 million people in a decade, and also become as big as NIIT has become in 30 years, add that much more just through this venture in the next 10 years. So it's a significant scale project, goes and touches the broader sections of society. And of course, we'll lean on all the innovation and technology we have built in the last 30 years. So a lot of technology at use, a lot of use of telecom, a lot of use of 3G, a lot of use of notebooks. So it's the new technology for lower price points for a much larger cross section. So that's how I define this.
Which is good to know as well, Mr. Pawar. Good morning. This is Neeraj here. Fairly ambitious and a nice project as well. But let's just try and talk about, throw some color on what this would do from an investor's perspective as well. You said that by this project alone, you aim it to become as big as NIIT became in 30 years over the next 10 years. The next 2 or 3 years, what are the kind of inflow potentials that you have? I mean, if you can share some numbers, if it's possible, revenues, and since you mentioned
I'll give you the perspective.
Sure.
Yeah. I'll give you the perspective. Year 5 and year 10. Year 5, we should be running at 500,000 new learners every year. Year 10, we have to reach 1.5 million learners per year. Year 5 will be about 400 crores. And year 10, as I said, roughly as big as NIIT, which is above 1,000 crores. So that's the scale. I think that's just the kind of numerical scale. I think the qualitative aspect is important in this project because we've been focused on just a handful of areas. We've been focused for the first 20 years just on IT, and we've built it into a very big brand. Then we started the financial services area 5 years ago. We've become pretty much the leader in that area. Now the goal is to cover 7 more areas, which are 7 more domains, and go to much smaller towns. So I think the qualitative nature is different, and I think it'll take us deeper and deeper into India and start dealing with the much larger markets which we need to open and develop.
Great. So those are good targets, and we indeed hope that that happens as well, Mr. Pawar. Just broadly, aside of this as well, just how is business as a whole shaping up? Without getting into specific numbers, I understand you're in a silent period. But how is business shaping up? Because a lot of other companies are saying that the ICT contracts are coming at a much slower pace, so on and so forth. Margins are getting diluted as well. Is that something that you are seeing as well?
Well, I think it'll be incorrect to say that because from an IT industry perspective, we are looking at whatever plan we had built as an industry for this year of 16 to 18% growth. So currently, governments are troubled world over, as you know. It's government debt which is creating trouble. And the industry is not affected as yet. Doesn't mean that things may not go wrong. But right now, for the visibility we have for this fiscal, those are not very big areas of concern. I think there's just an overload of communication. Because corporates, as you know, even in the US, they are sitting on good amount of cash. So the crisis is coming more from government debt across the world. And of course, it will have a knock-on effect. So no immediate challenges facing our industry at this point in time. So we continue to work on the assumption that for this next 5-6 months, we need to keep adding the talent we need to add, we need to keep building. But I think what's important, what's different, just to make a comment, is this period is forcing innovation in learning. And I think if you probably watched the last year and a half, about a year ago we launched the Cloud Campus idea, which is to say, how do we take training into cyberspace, into the cloud? So this project is going to show enormous amount of innovation using new technology. So the pressures of the moment are forcing every company to be innovative, and I think we are doing the same. So I think one impact of this perception of slowdown and difficulty is that people are being innovative. There'll be much more innovation, there'll be much more use of technology. And on a secular basis, we know that there are millions of people to be trained. So we are more focused on how to build a great... and by the way, as you know, we got rated as the top brand in this field. In your ET top 5 education brands, we are number 2 after Kendriya Vidyalaya, but we are... After us is DPS, and after that is IIMs, and after that is IIT. So the brand is in a very strong position to touch India very seriously. And I think this innovation is going to take it deeper and wider.